Yes! What the blip? What's up, super fans? It is Fit Nerd from Superheroes Ultimate. Welcome to another episode of Heroes Finest. And today we're going to be talking about episode 5 of Hawkeye. We are inching our way towards that season finale. And man, it's going to be a big one. And I think there's something going on between the dates of what's going on here, of the release dates of this episode, and the release time of No Way Home, and the release time of the finale of Hawkeye. And I think it's all connected. Now, as always, this is your spoiler warning. If you have not seen episode 5 yet, then pause this video, go back, and you can see a review on episode 3 and 4. Then you can come on back here for the full breakdown. We are doing a 50K subscriber giveaway for the Nano Iron Man Gauntlet, fully loaded with the Infinity Stones and LED lights. Simply hit the subscribe button, comment below, and like this video, as this series has been doing a great job of giving us some major exposition and character development, which I truly love, which is only going to lead to a really huge finale. And this episode gives us a little bit more character development towards our new Black Widow. Yes, I'm stating it. She is going to be the new Black Widow. You all know it. This is what the whole point of the Black Widow movie was, is to literally just put Yelena as the new Black Widow. We all saw it coming, and this is where it's leading. And just like I stated in previous videos, it looks to be that they're going to go into the direction of, they're going to go full circle. And what I mean by that is that Clint Barton stated in the previous episode that the best shot he ever took was the one he didn't take. And it looks to be like Yelena is actually coming here to kill Clint Barton. And my assumption on how this is going to go is that she is here to kill him as a target, but she's not going to hit the target. Or she is going to hit the target supposedly and go up to the bosses and tell everyone that Clint Barton is dead, just so he can actually finally go off and live his life with his family privately. Now, as we saw at the beginning of the episode, the whole vendetta is that she missed out on 5 years of her life, and we finally get to see what happened to the individuals that went through the blip and then came back, with her literally just washing her hands and suddenly just vanishing and then coming back within seconds. So this is how a lot of people must have felt coming back from the blip. But it still stands that wherever people were during the blip and disappeared, they're going to come back to the same exact spot. It still leads me to ask the same exact question for many years since Infinity War and Endgame, is that if you were in a goddamn airplane and they did the snap, when you come back, that airplane is not going to be there anymore. So does that mean you just wake up and free fall to your death? Russo brothers, Kevin Feige, I know you hear me. I want some answers. Now, it's clear that these events occurred right after the Black Widow movie, where they saved most of the widows, and there's still widows out there. So she has been on this ongoing mission to go all around the world and saving the widows that are still brainwashed. And it turns out that not all the widows actually looked at it the same exact way and wanted that freedom. Some of them decided to actually just keep it as a career and become professional mercenaries, professional assassins. And honestly, I think that's a fabulous freaking idea. You already had all of the schooling and you've got a master's degree, so you might as well go on and use it and get yourself some decent ass pay. And I mean, look at the house. This is some serious payday. Now, of course, in these missing 5 years is when we lost our Natasha Romanoff. And because of her sacrifice to get that orange rock, as Clint elegantly put it, that led to saving half the universe, which I still don't believe really actually saved all of them. Like I said, if you were on an airplane and then you come back 5 years later in that same spot, you're free falling down, buddy. You're done. Your second chance was like 30 seconds. Then we get a beat up Kate Bishop after the events of that epic rooftop fight that I really, really love. We get this nice little mother-daughter heart-to-heart moment. And during this heart-to-heart is when Kate Bishop brings up that Clint and her have actually found out incriminating evidence against Jack about the shell company called Sloan Limited. Now, I don't believe that it's actually Jack that's involved in all of this. And when he was being taken away, it really seemed pretty genuine that, oh, this was a big misunderstanding, and it's really leading like he's actually going to be the swordsman, or although they could be just deceiving with us. In my opinion, it really looks like it's actually Eleanor that's behind this shell company, Sloan Limited, and its associations with the big man. Following that heart-to-heart, we get another heart-to-heart with Kate Bishop and Yelena. Honestly, this is one of my favorite scenes of the entire episode because I just love Yelena's character. I swear she is just so charismatic and awesome. The fact that she can be so sweet and talk to you in a very sweet way, but she can kill you within seconds is just so awesome. I don't know why, but it is. And she makes it very clear that she could have killed Kate Bishop the second that she entered the door, but chose not to. And she actually could have killed her on the rooftop as well. And just like I pointed out in the last episode, she tethered her to the rooftop before letting her go, so she wouldn't get hurt, showing just how precise Yelena's targeting can actually be. And it's also clear that she does not have the full story as to what happened between Natasha and Clint Burton during the events of Endgame. She's still demonizing Clint Burton. When Kate Bishop does realize that this is actually Natasha Romanoff's sister, she understands a bit more of her reasoning to go and kill Clint, and brings up the most valid point ever, which is to look into who hired her to do the assassination, which leads to the awesome reveal at the end of the episode. Now, during this conversation, one of the things that really stuck out is while Yelena was discussing that this is her first time in New York and she wants to go out and take a tour of the city and see all the different sites like the Empire State Building, the Rockettes, and the Christmas tree, the New York Christmas tree. She briefly mentioned that she wanted to visit and see the new and improved Statue of Liberty, which, if you can recall from the trailer in No Way Home, we saw a new and improved Statue of Liberty. Now, with that being said, there's some type of timing in the scheduling between the release of episode 5, the movie No Way Home, and then the finale of episode 6. It looks to be very strategic in how they're releasing all of this content. And it could mean that the events that happen in No Way Home and possibly the end credit or end credits that will happen in No Way Home are directly correlated to what's going to happen in the season finale of Hawkeye. Cause it's all connected! And my dude Grills being so hospitable to Clint Burton and giving him a place to stay and cooking for him does briefly mention that, oh, the suits are now ready. So the suits are definitely going to be popping up in the very last episode of this season. I doubt they're going to go into a second season with the way things are going. This is going to be a one-off, or if they do a second season, it's definitely going to be mainly focused on Kate Bishop with some certain cameos from Clint Burton. If I'm correct, and they're going to kill off Clint Burton in a way that he's finally going to be living off the grid, because the world is going to think that Clint Burton is dead and killed by Yelena. And the only people that will know that he is still alive is Yelena and Kate Bishop herself. Following that tearjerker scene of Hawkeye talking to Natasha Romanoff at the plaque, which looks like to be the actual Avengers building, and they possibly did a plaque at the bottom, which makes sense. That would be the building that they do this in, because that's where the events of the Battle of New York really were centered around. We get this brief moment where Clint Burton just clearly shuts off all of the PTSD or all of the depression or all of the sadness and just turns it all on and goes into full gear into Ronin mode. Delivering the message to the bros, we get the other reveal of Maya Lopez learning the truth about her father and how the actual Kingpin, like in the comics, is actually the one that sent someone to kill her father. And it's pretty clear that it's Kazi that was the informant correlated with the death of her father. If there's anyone who's going to die in episode 6, besides Clint Burton, just to be off-grid but not really be dead, it's definitely going to be Kazi. And then, just like Kevin Feige has been confirming that Netflix characters are in some way, shape, or form going to come back with the confirmation of Charlie coming back as Daredevil. Now, Kingpin is most notably known for being the villain of heroes like Luke Cage, Daredevil, Spider-Man, and the most terrifying crime boss in all of New York. He basically owns the entire crime syndicate, that anything that runs through New York is basically run by the Kingpin. And as far as him having connections to Valentina, there's really no serious chance that he would be anything remotely close to the level of Valentina. Valentina is internationally known as a villain. When it comes to tiers, Kingpin is crime level mafia boss, New York, and a little bit of it stretches out internationally just slightly. But Valentina is way above his pay grade. And just the fact that Eleanor is meeting up with the Kingpin just makes it even more concrete that she is definitely one of the other crime bosses working with the Kingpin, which is Madam Mask. Are you guys super stoked that the Kingpin has made his official return, even if it's just a photograph? It looks to be that one of the actual big reveals, besides the fake death of Clint Barton in episode 6, would be quite possibly a cameo from Daredevil himself. Given the fact that he is rumored to be in No Way Home, and after the release of No Way Home is the season finale of Hawkeye. I believe there's just a lot tying it all together, and this would be the most beautiful way of doing it. Who do you think is going to be the big reveal in episode 6? As always, superfans, if you enjoyed what you saw here today and want to be entered in the giveaway for the Nano Iron Man Gauntlet, smash the subscribe button, give us a like, turn on the notifications, and comment below. T-shirts, tank tops, mugs, totes, stickers, face masks, and so much more. So if you want to check out some of our latest official merch, take a look right below the video. Until next, superfans, this is Fit Nerd, over and